Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another podcast by Amar Akbar and Anthony. This is Langston, and I have Sharon here
By
with
the
me.
way, our name is Amar Akbar Anthony Podcast. We're not addressing ourselves as
Amar,
Amar Akbar
yes,
Anthony.
yes,
Oh,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
we're
new
not, but
episode
like
podcast
it's
from Amar Akbar Anthony. No, it's like, why the hell wouldn't we put our own
oh.
names? Just continue.
Anyways, guys, today our topic is basically about what do you want to do in life. Me and Sharon have been talking about this a lot, and we thought that we should definitely make a podcast on this.
It's
And
basically because
then,
we don't know what we want to do in life. No, that's not it. It's a good segue from our like last week's episode, which Langston put out, and it was actually one of our like it was one of our like most successful kind of episodes because a lot of people responded well to it. But yeah, it was because of that episode, which was 5 tips for freshmen and like how to kind of start off your freshman life. And this week we kind of thought that we should kind of talk about what stream you want to go through with and what you want to do in life. Well, high school actually is a good starting point. If you know that early, great for you. But sometimes people take a lot of time to figure out what they want to do in life, and then maybe it's first year of university, midway through university, after university. So if you're at any kind of at whatever stage in your life you are, I think this would be an important thing to kind of just listen to, sit and analyze and see, am I doing what I want to do?
yeah.
Am I gonna get fed up with this like 3 years later?
I mean, we're not really, we're just basically trying to help you guys basically figure out or basically break it down to you. Of like further in this podcast, we're just going to talk about what maybe you should do, which might actually help you get to what you actually want. Because, like Sharon said, right
Cool.
now in
Yeah.
the current environment we live in, it's very difficult for people. A lot of people actually I know don't know what they actually want from life, maybe, or what they want to do. Maybe they have selected a degree and they've chosen. Okay, I want to do. They have selected mechanical engineering, for instance. But
Hmm.
is that really what they want to actually? Do they see themselves as a mechanical engineer? Maybe they have another skill set which they do not know about, and stuff like that. So again, it's just basically breaking it down, and we're going to be talking about a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 steps on how to actually uh, figure it out, I would say.
Yeah, I think like today the basic goal is to kind of give you tips on how to filter, but like kind of evaluate yourself and see how. Like, see, a lot of people kind of have or believe that they're good at something, but don't really know how to kind of evaluate that in themselves. And I think we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Anyways, let's just get into it.
So, I think the first thing that I want to talk about is self-awareness.
Yes,
Um,
Langston, are you
I think this
aware?
is like,
Are you self-aware of what a pain in the ass
um,
you are
oh my god,
to everyone who
knew
you
that was coming.
surround?
Oh my god, I think everyone knows me, man.
So you're clearly
Okay,
not aware of what an annoying piece of shit you are, and you're
oh my,
delusional. Anyways,
oh my god. Okay, so I think what I like, we both wanted to address this topic of self-awareness because I think that is really key of what you really want to do. Like you need to know number. I think a lot of people struggle with knowing themselves. Um, I would say personally that's something which I've also struggled before, and I'm still trying to figure my own self out. Where you try out different things, you just try to like maybe talk to yourself. As weird as that sounds, sometimes talking to yourself does help you figure out maybe what's your next step or what you or just gets you closer to what you really want to do.
yeah, and sometimes you don't really
Um,
have friends, so you end up only having to talk to yourself, like Langston. But no, it's
oh
fair.
my
It's a
god.
fair point because like it's good to kind of go for a walk, spend like 15 minutes without your phone, and then just see, evaluate, etc., etc. and kind of
You could it could be more than 15 minutes also. It doesn't matter, but I
it
would
could be
say
16
definitely
minutes.
determine
It could be 17 minutes. It could be, wait for it, 18
17
minutes.
hours.
No, nobody's gonna walk for 17
Oh my
hours.
god.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah, self-awareness is key, and I think that's good. Okay, so this is like I would say our recommendation of doing it. Okay, maybe Sharon has a different way, but what I would say is,
Hell
and I've
yeah.
done this before, I would say pick 5 friends who are closer to you or the closest to you, like 5 people in your circle. It could even be someone at work. It could be someone whom you always chill with. It could be a family member as well. Get them together, and just maybe for a dinner, or like it could be a breakfast or whatever, and just like blindly ask them, hey guys, what am I good at and what am I not good at? The reason being is, I would say because they are very close to you and they've been spending time with you, you know, you guys must be chilling out, going for coffee or going for tea or whatever. They'll be able to maybe know, maybe they see something in you which you have not seen, and they'll be
Yeah.
able to tell you, okay, fine, Mr. X, you're good at this, or you're bad at this, or maybe, or you talk too much, or maybe you don't do this, or you don't do this right.
Hmm.
And I would say, whatever they say, just take it and maybe just freaking write it down whenever you're done with that, because that really will help you. Because again, these are the people who have spent the most time with you, and they'll actually be able to tell you the truth.
Right.
Because you're asking them for the truth, they will not lie to you. You'll just be like, because everyone's nice, everyone wants to be nice to you, and that's like the true thing. I'm always nice to this Sharon, but I'm all
Hitler was so nice. Hitler was so nice. Saddam Hussein was the nicest guy we ever knew. Anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Most
the point
people
is, I
are
would say
nice.
start with that. Yeah, start with that, and I think that's like a very good way as a first
Yeah.
step, in my opinion.
And I think just to add to that, where sometimes you may not know what, like you said, sometimes you don't know what you're good at, and like other people, they see you and they realize that you're good at this thing. And sometimes the reverse of that is true as well, because maybe you might think you're good at something, but people don't know it because you don't share that. Let's say you're very, very creative, for example, but if you're very introverted, or like you don't really give or attend avenues where you can be creative, then people wouldn't know that you're creative, right? Something like that. So that way you can also then analyze and say, why don't people think this attribute of mine is also projected to them? Like, why don't people realize that I'm good at this even though I think I am? So yeah, self-awareness.
The next thing we're gonna talk, actually, Sharon's gonna talk more about. This is known as the litmus test.
Well, I
You
called
wanna
it a
talk about it,
litmus
Sharon?
test.
Like, I think
Okay.
you should. Okay, so Sharon. Okay, so guys, this is named by Sharon, the official litmus test. Okay, by Sharon.
I want
officially
royalties for this.
patented, and
Yeah.
yes, yes, that's good. That's gonna
I
happen.
I
man. I'm gonna
want
make
to
sure that
be I want to be on Ellen's show. I want a book written about this. I want
happens. You should go to the opera.
yeah, and I want
Oh my god.
a tweet from Justin Bieber about this, Kim Kardashian
Oh my
makeup
God.
line. Anyways, so before the podcast started, we were kind of just talking about this. Where, see, when we were like in high school, it was hard to kind of figure out what you wanted to do, because you have the whole, you can do the science route where you take science subjects and go ahead and do that, or you can go for like a very business oriented mindset, and it was like those were the two choices, right? And it's hard, like you end up getting into the herd mentality where you're just following what your peers are doing. If you're good at studies, go into science. If you are a dumbass, go into commerce. No offense to people in commerce, but you know what I mean. And the herd mentality kind of hurts, where you're just following a traditional route, and you either do it because your parents say so, or just because you don't have any clue. And this was true when we were growing up, I'd say. Now people are more
Right.
aware of it.
Absolutely.
So in order to kind of basically determine what you're good at and what you really want to do, I thought of this like way where you could kind of just test yourself, a litmus test, and then kind of just figure out, hey, this is a thing that I want to know I'm good at. Am I good at it, or am I not good at it? So let's say you have like a summer off, right? before you make an important decision. You have 3 weeks, for example.
Right.
Pick three
Yeah.
things, like three career paths, or like three professions that you ideally want to be in and like are confused about making a choice, for example, right? Um, Pick those three, and you have 3 weeks of summer, let's say, and every week
Let's
kind
say
of just
give it 3 months. Give it 3 months. Just
okay,
give it
3 months.
Let's say
Shit,
they had a
fine.
month for each of those tests.
A month is too long. Okay,
No,
whatever.
no, it is good. You have to try it. Like I would say, they have to spend enough time with it to know if it actually works, right?
Fair enough. The
So
time is, figure it out depending on your schedule or whatever. So the point is,
yeah, true that actually.
litmus test. So let's say I want to be a content creator. Logan Paul is the biggest shit in town. He's a comedian and also boxing for some stupid reason. And I'm
Oh
a
yeah, what
low
the
gang I'm a low gang follower, and I'm like so down with this, and I love this guy, and I want to be a content creator just like him, and like the swarm of thousands of people who are also doing the same kind of thing. Okay, let's say you want to be a content creator. Kind of put yourself through it and understand, analyze, and see what these people are doing. Let's say you want to be a photographer. Let's say you want to be a director, right? Let's say you want to be a vlogger or a YouTuber, or just an Instagram model for whatever, whatever. It could be anything. We're clubbing it as content creator. Spend a week, a month, and analyze the type of content these people put out. Analyze the kind of like editing that's required, because it's not easy, to be very frank. There's a lot of stuff that goes on with it, and that's much before the whole how to be successful at the thing. There's two aspects to, I guess, content creating. There's one where you make the content, and then two is putting out the content and getting people to get like your content, basically, right? The first part is the
Right.
easy part. So if you don't even know how to do the first part right, and you don't even like the whole process of creating content, then like there's no point in going to the second part, because it's going to be much harder, right? Creating
Right.
content. So I would say, like, pick up a project for a week, let's say. It could be like a photography like series or whatever. It could be a 3 to 4 minute video, like, again, a series about whatever that's highlighting your skills, like a music video or something. Not even a music video. I mean, like, let's say you go to the theme park, and
It
then
could
you're
be
just
anything,
taking.
almost anything.
Let's say you go to the theme park and you make a
Yeah.
day's video of it, slow
Right.
motion, this and that,
Right.
whatever, and you
Yeah. Or
yourself
you're going on a
edit.
vacation. Let's say you're going on a short road trip. Just make a video on a road trip, for example.
Right.
Anything. It could be whatever you want.
But then it's not gonna be like this homemade crappy video, this and that. You need to pick like the favorite guy in that profession, like whatever, this person who's putting out this content. Let's say it's Casey Neistat, for example, right? You need to pick a Casey Neistat
Yeah.
video and make a Casey Neistat video. Nobody's asking you to be 4 million hits in 24 hours. It needs to be
And no one's asking you
that
to be as
crisp.
good.
Yeah, it needs to be crisp. It needs to be that professional. It needs to be that solid. Let's say, okay, like it doesn't have to be 4K resolution, this and that. Those are like tiny details. But you need to understand like the process required to come out with a video like that. Okay? So that would be content creating wise. I think the same thing would be for someone writing who wants to be like a writer.
Yeah.
It could be a writer in like a blog, newspaper, editorial journalist,
Yeah.
or it could be like a script writer, a playwright, whatever, right?
You should understand the entire process. Like for example, when it comes to writing, I think when it would be like, okay, fine, I'm writing, but like also with that, whatever you write, that's not going to be a final piece.
Right.
There's a lot of editing involved in that as well. You have to go through your writing. You have to keep reading it again and again to check if you have made any mistakes and everything, which is an entire process, right?
Because
So if you're uploading something, for example, on Medium, have you heard of? So Medium is a very good site where you can publish articles and everything. I'll put up the link below later on. But like, yeah, that is, for example, when you submit something on that site, obviously there's a lot of work that goes into it. But before you even submit, you yourself have to check if that's a good thing. And you enjoy writing, but you need to enjoy the process of even checking your own work, spending enough time to know, okay, fine, what I've written is good,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
or did I make any mistakes? Should I add something to it? Should I not add something to it?
Yeah,
Basically that.
let's say you want to be like a journalist, for example.
Yeah.
I'm like at this point. Oh, before we forgot to kind of mention this, where it's like you need to keep your emotions out of it and work purely off of how statistically accurate or good you can be at something, right? It doesn't have to be like, oh, I feel I'm a good writer because I've written like a few articles back in the day. Like that won't cut it. Like you need to write like 10 articles that are like really nice articles, and you can get like your peers to tell you and give your opinion on it. And like if you start documenting that, it'll help out to kind of understand, okay, I made 10 things, and in those 10 things I got 4 positive feedbacks, 3 lukewarm feedbacks, and 2 whatever shitty, 3 shitty feedbacks, whatever. So statistics are important, but let's say you want to be a writer and a journalist. Look at like a New York Times article or like a Boston Globe article or something like that. Analyze and see how much like research needs to be done before an article is put out, stuff like that. Right? If you want to be a script writer, by the way, and I was looking at this like a few days ago, I was looking at an interview from this masterclass by like a actor or whatever, and he said, oh yeah, we were talking about our script, and our script is uploaded on this website. And I didn't know like movie scripts were like uploaded on like random websites. So I read the script of this.
Really, I never knew that.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, it was like it was a Bollywood movie, and it was like a very indie movie. Okay, so I went and I saw like the script for like Udan or something. It's like a very indie movie, and like you can download scripts at this point, and you can see how a script is written. There's a difference between how a script is written and how it's like portrayed by the director. Like introduction, fade in, scene one, and then the water is this and the windows, whatever. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So let's say for a week, spend a week analyzing how scripts are written, and then at next week just kind of write a short story. I don't know, 30-page script.
Yeah.
Do that. So
I think
yeah.
that's a good way of putting it, though. Yeah.
What else do we have? I think we had.
There are many examples that we definitely can think of. It could even be, we're just giving you a good detail of the example so that you'll understand maybe what we're talking about. So
trying to cover
I'm going to give an example of, for example, IT in general. Let's say you're good at coding, or let's say you want to become good at coding.
Yeah.
Or you know how to make an app.
Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Hacker man.
Mr. Robot, Hacker Master. Or you're good at hacking. You could actually, maybe check out other people who are hackers, and you could just see how they do stuff. And you could do the same or replicate the same stuff yourself. And maybe also, if you're good at something in that, or maybe you figured, okay, fine, I have an idea. You could just maybe screen record that, or you could, demo that. You could even document that and upload it on any site that you want. Well, YouTube is obviously there. There's also many other sites that it could be Twitter, it could be whatever you want. Like
yeah, the whole goal of this is not to get famous by doing these activities.
Yeah,
it's kind of to understand the amount of work that's put into doing this work and this profession, and to see if you're comfortable with doing that work and if you like doing that work. If you spend like a week trying to figure it out and you're already annoyed by it, how are you going to make like a 20-year career out of it? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the whole point.
Also, like, let's not, you might, it will get annoying. Even doing sometimes what you like gets annoying, but the main point is that you like doing that annoying stuff.
Yeah, people like love a challenge, you know what I mean?
That's what you actually are. Exactly. Yeah. Like there was this video about Logan Paul and stuff. He's like, it's the name of the video was behind the scenes of vlogging. And I saw that, and it was, oh my god, like so much work.
So if you like for example, I'll tell you, like from starting this podcast, like I enjoy editing and I enjoy like putting stuff out on YouTube and making, I don't know, stories and posts. Like it's something that I honestly like and I can see myself doing this.
Let's talk about how we started off this. So when we were in uni, I would say, like me, Sharon, Seth, everyone. we used to always randomly make vlogs outside.
Yeah.
Like, not for uploading. We used to just record random shit outside. So random. Because, and, like, it would be in freaking D-Tech, man. Like, me and Seth went to the freaking grocery store. I started vlogging. I just started recording myself over there with Seth, saying the most stupid stuff. And then I started with Sharon and everything. And then once we started watching our videos, and we're like, yo, what the fuck? Man, these are so good. These are so funny. Why the fuck aren't we doing something like this? Like, why aren't we actually putting shit out there? And then we showed it to some of our friends, and they were laughing their ass out because they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? This is amazing. Do you guys have a YouTube? Oh yeah, when I showed it to a couple of people, they were like, do you have a YouTube channel? I'm like, no. And I'm like, they're like, you should have a YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, you see, like, I mean, this was not even something that we planned, but we realized that this is something that we like doing.
Yeah,
it's not
it's
like
a good hobby.
we're forced to do it.
Yeah.
It's a good hobby and we like doing it. So, like, I'm just saying, also, like Sharon said, oh my god, Logan Paul, he's so cool. People look at the glam and they look at, oh my god, through vlogging, he's made a lot of money, or YouTube has just given him a lot of money. Don't, guys, if you look at, oh my god, this guy's, I can get rich through this, I'm gonna do it, that's not gonna work out for you at all. Because you're just seeing the result of it, you're not seeing the amount of hours that has gone into that.
Yeah.
And if you do something for the heck of, oh my god, I want to be rich as fuck in fucking 6 months by making a YouTube channel, by getting 1 million followers, that's not going to cut it at all. Like, you need to firstly know if you like doing it, and if you like doing it passionately, whatever the fuck it is, I don't care if it's even making like freaking collecting bottle caps. But as stupid as that sounds,
Yeah. Yeah.
if it's your thing, and if you take time to figure it out, you can do it, and you will eventually reach that goal. The main point
Right.
is, like Sharon said, realizing the work that goes into it, and realizing that if you want to put your time into it, if you want to invest your time
For
into
sure.
putting that work in.
So
Yeah.
let's keep going with the examples, okay? So like let's keep going with the examples, which is basically like, for example, in India, like every second parent wants their kid to, be like India's Got Talent winner, Little Champs, this, dance, this, singer, actor, whatever. Like it, like of course, like the kids like get trained for them and this and that, but like actually that's not a good starting point for this part. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to be an actor, like let's say you want to be an actor or like a singer or I don't know, whatever, like a dancer, right? You need to like, and if you haven't done anything on it, like you've just been watching movies and you just like really like the life the people who are successful in this field are leading at this point, then there's a long way to kind of realizing that it's not as easy as it looks, right? If you just look at, I don't know, like an actor, like a famous actor, singer, or dancer, like they've struggled, they've done they've paid their dues. So let's say you want to be an actor or a singer or dancer, spend a week learning Shakespeare, a ballad of Shakespeare, and then reciting it with like as much emotion as, I don't know, one of your favorite actors did, or a scene from like a famous Bollywood movie, or try singing like one of your favorite singers, or dance like one of your favorite dancers, and like you don't just have to learn it, you kind of have to record it and like tabulate it, I guess.
Assess yourself, basically.
Yeah, assess yourself by showing it to other people and getting a feedback on it, because you might look at your work and feel it's amazing or whatever, but you need
They
other
might even tell you
feedback.
it's shit. They might even tell you you can't act, but that shouldn't stop you. Like, if you they might say, oh my god, you suck. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
like not one video is not gonna like make or break it. Yeah, you need to put
That's
in
true.
make
That is true.
make a portfolio of your work, and then get opinions on your work, right? And get feedback from other
Right.
people.
I would say.
So that's something that, and you should like seriously start doing this if you're trying to figure. And the whole thing about this litmus test was kind of, if you're completely not sure what to do at this point and you need like a start
Mhm.
point, then you could
Yeah.
do like little things to kind of see if you like the
Yeah.
amount of work that's put into this
Just
stuff.
trying out different things.
Right.
Basically.
So like if you want to be an engineer, I don't know, build a robot, get a hobby kit and like assemble your own robot and program it and put motors on it and this and that. So it requires work, but if you like the work, let's say if you are successfully able to do a project, then good on you. Like paint a mural, but don't paint like on an A4 size paper and like that's like yeah, everyone did that in like art class. You know what I mean? It needs to be substantial, but at the same time realistic, and it should, I don't know, hopefully help you. Yeah.
I would say the main thing is once you're able to figure that out, that's basically, I would say, your unlock.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just know that I have to put in the hours into this and the time into this, and I enjoy doing it, and you will do it anyways. I want to talk about the journal part.
Oh yeah,
So
journal.
the best thing I can leave with right now, get a book, guys. Get any fucking book. Don't get like a fancy book or fancy journal. Get a book. It could be a very small book and a pen. And I would say write down like whatever you do every day, write that down. And whatever you want to do, maybe the stuff that you want to experiment on or whatever, write that stuff down. Because if once you do that and and always carry that book everywhere, if you go to class or if you go to work or your internship, take that book with you and always write stuff down, like plan yourself and journal it and like record it, because that's just gonna help you know where you stand each day. And you'll be like, okay, like maybe you have put down 5 tasks or 5 things that you wanted to do, and you're like, okay, fine, I haven't accomplished this month or that this month or whatever. So you'll be like, okay, fine, I need to give more attention to that. I haven't tried that stuff. So the point is, get a book, get a pen, and take it with you everywhere.
Yeah, and the best part about this
Uh,
is once you kind of write down where you're lacking and what you need to improve on, there's like an ocean of information that you can find online that helps you like learn how to improve your skills and stuff. Like for example, I guess we can segue into like personal stories. Like for me, if like I feel like I'm kind of creative or whatever, I used to like I like sketching. I like, I can barely sing, but I like singing. It's fun. So yeah, and like I'll look at YouTube videos of other people doing this kind of stuff. I like to, I don't know. I'm an engineer, so I like engineering as well. And I like to watch videos about that. And YouTube is like really helpful. It's honestly like a great source of information. So yeah, like okay, personal stories. I guess like I don't know. Langston, do you want to say how like you were on a path and then you didn't feel like that was your shit,
oh
and
yeah. So this is like my own thing. So I started off with engineering. I started off with Sharon and Seth and everyone, and
I
I
was
did that for
so good at
1 year.
engineering. Langston kind of just got scared and he was like, I can't deal
Oh
with
my
this
god!
competition.
So
Time to
I did
leave.
that for 3 sem. Oh my god! I did that for 3 semesters, and it was great. Like there was no issues with grades and whatnot. But then I couldn't see myself. Uh, I never saw myself as an engineer like 5 years down the line. Forgot about 10 years. I was just saying 5 years down the line. Once I graduate, do I really want to do this stuff? And I
Hmm.
just knew that that wasn't me.
Hmm.
Um, I saw a couple of other friends, like they were doing like computer stuff, and I saw like they were doing, like the whole concept of hacking and everything. Uh, and I honestly just liked what they
Mesmerized.
did. They liked
Yeah.
hacking. They were into hacking and they were into like coding, and I was just like, oh my god, that stuff is really cool. Like 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 IT stuff in general. Like I like computers, but when I saw them do stuff like, oh my god, like hacking into a box and everything, I was like, I love that thing, and I was like, that's something I'd like to invest my time on for the next 4 years of my life. Like, because that's something I'd like to continue with, or keep my career along that path. And that's when I made the change, although it was really scary at the time because I was like, oh my god, I might get delayed and everything. But now that I think about it, and after like what, 5 years now, I felt that was like the right decision for me to do that. And I don't regret it at all. I like what I'm doing. I like the field that I am in, and I obviously, besides IT, I do like a lot of other stuff. Like even doing vlogging. That's like something that's like my side thing. I like doing that as well. There's not one thing that you might always be good. You might always stick to
But you
one
need to
thing.
kind of be
But
realistic about
I'm
your
just saying, as a
choices.
career, Yeah, as a career, everyone's different. Everyone's path is different. Some people might only be doing one thing and they're successful at it and they love doing that only. Uh, I'm going to be really honest. I'm still figuring a lot of stuff out in the tech world itself. Maybe I like security, like right now I'm doing cybersecurity, but I might like development as well. So what I'm going to do is probably like, start learning, getting more into the coding aspect of it, maybe learn some language or maybe experiment with application development, just getting into dev stuff and see if that's what I'm good at or that's what I like doing. But in order to do that, you have to put in the work and everything. And I realized that. But I definitely, so that's my story of how I switched from engineering to basically cybersecurity. It's all about just it's just about asking yourself, man. It's all you just need to be. You just need to know what you want. That's it.
Mm, well, yeah, that's fucking easier said than done. But you, before you know what you want, you kind of need to take the first step into doing pretty much anything. You know, I'll kind of bring that into perspective by my kind of perspective, I guess, or my point of view, which is like I'm kind of creative, this and that, here and there. Like I've always wanted to do this or this or this and this. I've always wanted to do engineering for sure, but like I have other, like I thought I could, like, I don't know, sketch or be an artist, this and that, or write. I've always wanted to write, like be a like a screenwriter, for example. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about that. But yeah, but I mean, I have no idea. I don't know, like step one on what to do, and just because it's nice and other people do it, it's not super easy. So, like I've always been trying to crack like the perfect 3 act story, and like I've always struggled with it. Like I'll have act one, act two, but act three I don't know how to end. Like it's a good premise, but I don't know how to resolve the story. You know what I mean? And like recently, I kind of figured it out in my head, and I have the image in my head, and like it was just an image, it's just like an idea at this point, right? So I haven't even, like, I'm at step 0, I haven't reached step 1 yet. But once I cracked the idea in my head, I went and told it to a few friends, and they liked it. It kind of worked, it sold, you know. So now what my step 1 should be is really to figure out how to write. It's going to be like a 3-minute video, let's say. So my kind of step 1 should be, how am I going to put my thoughts, like what I see in my head, like how it should play out in the video. I want to kind of figure out how to put that, communicate my thoughts onto paper, basically, right? So I need to learn how to do
Right.
that. That'll be my step 1. And then, how to edit out stuff, how to make sure you're not boring someone who's reading this. So that's going to be like my step 1, 2, 3, whatever. Um,
That's really a good example because you have to like number one, you have to just take the first step or even starting the first step. Like you have to like
mm,
just be willing to do it. And I've said this before, and I know I might be repeating myself, but you have to just start somewhere, and that's when you'll be like, okay,
yeah.
fine, and that's when you that's like the first domino you push, and all of them, the
Okay.
rest will just follow. So
Yeah. So I guess to summarize all of this is, first, be self-aware and try to ask 5 of your friends to tell you
yeah,
what you're good at and what you suck at. 2, do a litmus test. Pick 3 important um, fields that you want to consider doing and you're confused about, and spend a week or 2 weeks kind of putting out some sort of putting in some sort of work into that and producing something very tangible, and um,
hmm,
that could be like applicable to the real world, be it like a script, a project, a movie, or not a movie, or a video clip, or whatever it might be. So pick a project in a specific field, in 3 fields that you're confused about, and make a project for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and see how it pans out, and see your peers' reaction to it. And I guess, what the hell was the third?
the third thing was get a book, guys. So
Oh
I
yeah,
said this
third thing
before.
was
I
get
was
a
like,
book, right?
guys, get a book. Journalists have document everything that you do. Document, like
Mm.
fucking document.
Yep.
Get that in your head.
That's
That's the key. That's just gonna help you further. Just write shit down. You'll know where you are right now and where you
totes.
have to go. That's like your
Totes.
roadmap.
Totes my goats.
All right. So I guess that's it for our podcast, and I hope you guys like enjoyed this. I hope that we have provided some good information for you, all of you. And do DM us like in our inbox at Instagram, even on YouTube. DM us and let us know what kind of content you want, like what kind of stuff that you want us to talk about. We are really happy to do this. And all right, guys, peace out, and see you in the next podcast.
Bye.
Bye, bitches.